Hey everyone, welcome into today's video. I'm Noble Bricks, and today we'll be looking at set 71711J's Cyber Dragon from the Winter 2020 Prime Empire Wave. This set has 5 minifigures, 518 pieces, and retailed for $49.99 back in 2020. So without further ado, let's get into this set, starting with off the main build. So starting us off here, we have the head of the Cyber Dragon, which I think it's great. It uses these R2-D2 legs in like normal blue, which I think is a genius way of sculpting the head, because you can see the eyes under there, which are actually printed on 2x4 bricks, so that's always good to see. Um, and then you do have these flaps, which they do cover up this like tan Technic piece pretty good when it's like this. You can still barely see it. Whenever you have it like this, you can still see it on this side. So on the neck, you have this one sticker over here that says Ninja. And then on the other side, you just have some lettering or something. I don't know what that says or what that is. And then on the top of the head, you have these cheese slopes, and the neck, which I think those are pretty cool. Although the head doesn't rotate like it can rotate like this, but when it's like this, it does not move side to side. Neither does the neck. The neck only moves up, down, and you can rotate it like this. Rotating it like this, you can see the bottom of the jaw, which I think looks really cool. You have these two dagger pieces as the teeth right there. You know, pretty cool, pretty good range of motion. I don't think this looks too bad as the underside of the neck. But yeah, rotating this around directly under the head, we have these two spring-loaded shooters with these two black ingot pieces. This is really cool because if you have the head like this, you can shoot them off like this and like it's shooting them. Oh. So, yeah, I think that's really cool. The front legs are, I think, they're not bad. They're pretty posable. You can get pretty good amount of posability. The toes are actually movable. Well, only like the sets of two of them are, so you can have him like, have him more like arched down or up or whatever. The exact same thing on the other side. Now let's move on to the back and the wings. Before we take a look at the back of the dragon, now let's look at the wings. So this, I think it would be on the right. Yeah, my right, yours is left. No, it'd still be left. I don't know. This has like a little Ninjago sticker, a little picture of a ninja right there, and then the Ninjargon letter for J, which I think is pretty cool. So just set that over there. And then here we have like some arrows, a shuriken, a lightning bolt, which is featured on a season 11 outfit. The smiley face, which is also on a season 11 outfit, and then a little sticker that says dragon. The wings are pretty cool. Both of these are the exact same. So you have this big engine piece right here, or it actually would be a wheel, and then you have a smaller wheel with a little piece of like booster coming out. You have these really cool slopes here. Here is where it connects on this ball joint right there. And then the wings are actually adjustable. They're on this like clicky piece, so you can angle them wherever you want, and I think that's pretty cool. So with the wings still removed, we are going to take a look at the back of the dragon. So here we just have like a little like controller pad. Well, this is like a screen so you can control the dragon. This is just so you can actually control the dragon. And then we have two seats here. So you can fit Jay up at the front seat and Nia back here. And then the back is actually using one of these joints right here. Actually, two of them, actually, if you can see that in there, to be able to rotate and turn to get just more dynamic poses. And then here you have this little button, which if I press it, not both of them came out of there, which was weird, but yeah. And then, you just have some more light blue, and then you have a cheese slope, and then coming down all the way back here, you have the tail, which actually I don't know if it's just mine that the tail comes out really easily now, um, but it does. And then you just have more cheese slopes. It uses these mixel joints, and then at the end it uses the Nexonite shield piece with all of these transparent light green sword pieces, which I think look actually really cool as like the end of the tail, so it can stab or whatever. Well, actually, before we look at the legs, there is like this side paneling, which I think looks really good. You know, I think it doesn't look bad. Um, and then for the right leg, pretty good leg. I think it's a little bit more simple than the front leg here, but also I like that it uses a sticker piece. A stickered element makes it just look way better. It has a little lightning piece and like a little swirly piece right there, and just looks pretty good. I wish they kind of would have covered this stud up a little bit, like even just put like another 1x2 tile and the normal blue, and then this would look pretty good. Uses the same foot design as up there, still the same posable toes. And then the other side is pretty much the exact same thing except with a new sticker, which is just like a D-pad on a video game controller. And then, yeah, same foot design as the one ahead of it. So let me put the wings back on and tell you my final thoughts. So I really, really like this build. I think it's a pretty good build for $50. That being said, this is not the only build for $50. So there's three side builds that I will look at after we finish talking about this. So honestly, I think this is great. I mean, I like that the eyes are printed. That makes it, I think, way better because you get that reflectiveness, you get that shine in the eyes, which really make the eyes pop. Um, all around great build. I think it's one of the better Ninjago dragons that we've ever got. It is definitely better than the Unagami dragon. I mean, the Empire dragon, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, with that being said, now let's move into the side builds. Flimsy, but yeah. So with the figures removed, I think these are actually pretty good. Now here we have the other surfboard. This one might be more effective. And then for the final side build, you have this little like holder for the Kitana, the little loot box. A minifigure can hold it, so it can hold it. They can hold it like here. I think, yeah. Pretty good side builds. Not the best side builds that we've ever seen, but also, the main build is the dragon, so it doesn't really, you know, make sense to have really huge side builds. So now let's get into the minifigures. Now here we have DigiJ and Diginia. Definitely the best minifigures in this set. Now DigiJ is honestly probably one of the most common Ninjago minifigures like ever, just because he came in almost every single set this wave. For it being a J season, you need more Ninja 2 in each of the sets. So removing his nunchucks, I think it's a pretty good figure. Not good enough to be included in almost every single set this wave. I mean, it's good, don't get me wrong, but face print's good. Um, the back face print is pretty much what you see on every single other minifigure. If it's not the exact same, it's very similar, you know. So this one, pretty good, I will say, but definitely a very cheap one to get if you do not want to spend $50 on this set. But the other one, on the other hand, Diginia, is literally a almost perfect minifigure. I like it so much. Comes with a little scythe, almost similar to Cole's weapon, except it doesn't have that pole sticking out the bottom. And these, and Kai being my only Digisuits, this one has to be my favorite. I don't have Lloyd and Cole in hand, but I definitely think this one is better, just by seeing pictures and reviews and stuff of sets that come with them. So, legs, pretty cool. It looks like Tron, if you youngins even know what that is. You young people. I mean, they did release a Tron movie like in 2020 or something, so it wasn't too bad. I like that it has reflective. Here, like, you can't, well, actually, you can see it if you're looking head on, but it looks way better if you catch it in the light. So, yeah, and looking at her face print, pretty good. It's like a decent depiction of what Nia looks like sometimes. You know, same thing with like the Digi side, you know, you can put it like that. It works a lot better if you like flip the head around like this, which I can't do it right now, but yeah. These figures are still new, so their heads are a little bit tight. But so yeah, let's move on to the next minifigures. So for the next two minifigures in this set, we have Unagami, and I think his name is Richie. I don't remember. It's either this one is Richie or Hosner. I think that's how you say it. I'm gonna guess this is Richie. They have different names in the show and different names in the sets. Like their names are flip flops, so this might be Richie in the show, but Hosner in the sets or whatever. So I don't really know. I'm just guessing. So taking a look at Unagami here, we're gonna remove his pretty cool staff. Nope. Gotta edit that part out. Removing his staff. Um, I quite like his torso print and his leg print. It's not very often we get printing on the back side of the dress. You know, and then pretty cool back torso print. Nothing too like special, but good enough for this figure, I guess. And then we have the Mr. E armor piece, a brand new beard piece for this figure. The face print on this side's pretty good. Then you have this more angry version, which does look like Darth Maul. If you don't have a Darth Maul figure, just slap a black hood on this head. And then here is this one back here. Looks pretty good, so I can't really complain with this figure. I mean, not bad, but I feel like he came in a little bit too many sets for being the main villain. Now let's move on to Richie. So Richie has this cool double-sided like blade piece, and then removing that, he just has this health bar, which all the villains have, with just this skull face and then like full hearts. I think his leg print is actually pretty good. Like if you were building a Tron build, I would probably recommend using these legs. I think there might be green Tron people. I don't know. I know there's orange and blue. The torso actually is pretty cool. You can get like a vial of some red ketchup. Actually, I don't think that's ketchup. I don't know what that is. This skull. I like the armor plates on there. He uses the ninja armor piece from their Digisuits, but in black, which I think makes it look really cool. And then uses the Nauticon hairpiece. It also uses this really cool mold for the what is it called? The head with like VR goggles on like a cool rat face. I think that looks really cool. I love these villains. Pretty cool. Now let's move on to the other ones, or the other one, I guess. So here we have, I think his name's Hosner. I don't remember, like I said. But this one, for his accessory, he has this cool, like, light blade piece, light blue blade. This piece came from, actually, this piece comes in the set, but it originated from Nexo Knights recolored in this color. Also, the video game controller handle piece, which is the same piece that the Ninja use, it's just recolored in red and black. So, I think that's really cool how they, like flip-flop the Ninja and then, because, like, they use the same health bar piece, they use the same armor piece. I think that's cool how they contrast the heroes and the villains like that. And then for the legs, I love the yellow legs. I don't know why I do, but they actually like contrast the figure extremely well. Purple hands, I don't know why the hands are purple. I like the sand green torso though, that looks pretty cool. And then, sand green head. The same head mold as Richie, except for, well, this hairpiece can be removed, but it's just like a little tooth piece, which is, meant to look like a little piece of hair. So this one, not the best figure in this set, but it's also not the worst figure that came in this wave. So pretty good generic little villain here. I can't complain. Now let's move on to my thoughts. So one thing I need to point out before we get started on my final thoughts is that every single figure in this set, well, except for Unagami here, has two swords to fill up their armor piece. Nia and Jay have these like light green. I think it's like called mint green, I think, which I think the swords look pretty cool there. And then the two villains, Richie and Hosner, have just two red swords. I forgot to point that out while the minifigures were there, and then I realized it when I looked at the box. So, yeah. So if I were to buy this set in 2020, for its $50 retail price, I would definitely pick this up. This set looks absolutely amazing. The figure selection is pretty good. Um, side builds are not bad. Dragon is very good. I don't see why you wouldn't pick this up, but I did buy this on the aftermarket. I did buy it sealed in the box was in fairly good condition for only $55. So $5 more for a 5-year-old set. I had to pay $13 in shipping off Bricklink. Other than that, pretty good set. I'd recommend picking this up if you find a good deal on it, like I did. But I don't know if the set is super sought after, but thank you guys for watching this video and like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.